Is YouTube automation still worth it? That is the question on today's agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the YouTube Business Academy podcast. Your favorite and the absolute best podcast in the world when it comes to making money on YouTube. We specialize, we niche down. So if that's you, sit down, relax, bro. Have a drink. Bro, just chill, man. Welcome.
Or go for a walk. Or I don't know. When do you listen to podcasts?
You listen to podcasts when you're at work as well.
Oh yeah, multitasking. That's the best. Like trying to make more money outside of your own job, like out of your boss's time.
If you're doing that, you are already ahead of most people.
That's true. That's very true. So it's Friday.
It's Friday again. It's Friday, Sunday. Hey.
I have a feeling you have something planned this weekend because you have a lot of energy.
I have a lot of energy because I'm just so excited to see you. And yes, the weekend is coming up. What does that mean? Throw away the computer out of the window. Bring out the big guns. Anyway.
The big guns? What is the big guns?
All right, let's stop talking shit. We have a serious question on our agenda today. Is YouTube automation still worth it in the end of 2024 and moving forward towards 2025? Ron, what do you think?
Yeah, like first of all, maybe we need to explain what YouTube automation is, like the basics.
I like that. That's a good approach. So tell me, what is, in your opinion, the definition of a YouTube automation? How would you explain that?
Yeah, like in the end, YouTube automation is like a fancy term for a certain business model. It's the same like drop shipping. Like in the end, business models work. And with this business model, you basically make videos on YouTube. And the automation part is like that you outsource the stuff. So some people call it YouTube automation. Some people call it YouTube cash cow. But in the end, you're just running a YouTube channel and you're not doing the video production yourself. That's basically the only thing. So, of course, the whole YouTube automation or making videos on YouTube will always remain profitable or a way to make money because YouTube will always exist. YouTube will always pay its creators. So of course, like it will be relevant forever. So until YouTube like is gone.
Exists.
Right? Yeah, exists indeed. So
I like that. That's a good definition. I would also add to it to think about it in terms of like leverage, right? So Naval Ravikant, they sometimes refer to him as a young Charlie Munger, a really wise man. He says that currently in the modern world, there are two big points of leverage or two biggest leverages, which is number one, code, and number two is media, right? So if you don't know how to code, then you should be creating some sort of media, whether it's podcasting, whether it's video, whether it's whatever, Instagram like posts, right? But it's a way to reach a lot of people, right? By creating a piece of content and publishing it online, right? Of course, we will get later into, how to reach it, the different strategies, what has worked for Ron and myself. But essentially, yes, two parts to it. Publish the content on YouTube, right? Then, because you are a busy professional and you don't have the time to do it yourself, you think, all right, well, what can I do? You go into Upwork.com or any other freelance platform and you outsource the hell out of your production and you automate the whole process. And then you make sure that your production costs less than how much you make. Which brings us to the next point. How do you actually do that?
Hiring a team or making money?
No, how do you make sure that your production of the videos and running your YouTube automation channel costs less than how much your channel is bringing?
That's impossible. That there's no answer to that. Like in the end, it's like you will not know what video will hit, what video will get views. Like you need to decide first, like, okay, what kind of strategy are you picking? So what kind of niche are you diving in? What kind of content are you making? For who are you making that kind of content? And first you need to pick that kind of strategy. Like you can't just expect that you upload random videos on YouTube and then go viral. Like that's not how YouTube works. So you need to decide who will you make the videos for. And like we are very big advocate of like making evergreen content, meaning we make videos people always look for every single day, because that's more predictable in terms of views. You also have people that make videos that are aimed to go viral, but that, yeah, it's more complex because you need to understand what what do people find entertaining to watch, how do you hook people, how do you rehook people so they keep watching your full video, etc. But yeah, in the end, like, it also depends, of course, like not every view on YouTube is equal. So 1,000 videos on a vlog video generates you maybe $2, but 1,000 views on a specific software or a video about how to open an account at a specific bank, it's worth way more. It can be worth 20 or $30 per 1,000 views. So there are many variables, and I think, yeah, when you're starting out with this, you need to decide for yourself, like, what do you want? Do you want a very stable side hustle, side income, maybe? Or do you want to have like a passionate project where you can maybe talk about your hobbies? Like, I don't know, you like guitar playing, so you want to make videos about that. Like, yeah, you need to decide for yourself what your main objective is, and then find a suiting strategy, I think.
Exactly. And I think, for a lot of people who tune in and listen to this, I would assume that one of the biggest objectives is to make more money, right? They want to justify that they want to contribute to the world and be useful, right? And do something that they're passionate. And those are all good things, but those all come secondary, because for a lot of people, the struggle is, and how they discover YouTube automation in the first place is, they have a job. The job is okay, right? But it's not fulfilling, right? The boss is not recognizing them. And eventually they have this idea, they have this vision in their mind that they could quit their job. They would have their own online business. They could travel the world. They could have their coffee in the morning without rushing to get to their job. They are in control of their own life. That's one of the biggest motivators for people, because, and I also read this as an interesting, actually, fact. Scientists and researchers recently have figured out that one of the biggest contributors to heart attacks is not being in control of your own life.
That's a bold statement.
It is a bold statement.
How did they find out?
Bro, don't ask me questions, bro. Just take my word for it, bro.
Yeah, but how, like you get a heart attack and they do like a survey? Like, how did you feel before? Crazy research.
Yeah, I don't remember where I read that, but I will try to find that, and maybe
Facebook.
in the next episode. Yeah, the sponsored post. Here, click on this. So you mentioned something very interesting, which was evergreen content. So first, let's answer really quickly. Is YouTube automation still worth it in 24 and moving on to 25? We both agree that it is.
Yeah,
yes.
It works. YouTube keeps paying creators. So yeah, it's possible.
And not only is it worth it, but it's growing. And if you want to like just see around you and like if you go outside on the street, bro, people are glued to their screens. The consumption of content on the internet is at an all-time high. Consumption on YouTube in particular is also at an all-time high. So it's like a lot of people might feel like they're missing out, like the train has already left. But I would say that we're just getting started. The internet is young, YouTube is young, and although it might seem that like creators and all these big channels have like millions of subscribers, but there is room for everybody, to grow. And as long as you commit to providing valuable content for the end user, you are going to be rewarded.
Yeah, and people also like to watch the most recent stuff. Like, that's why people read newspapers. They want to know like what's trending, what's happening right now. So even if some videos are already like widely covered, probably a lot of these videos are like a couple years old. So again, a new opportunity arises.
Yeah, it's called recency bias. And a recency bias is a cognitive bias that favors recent events over historic ones.
Yeah. So yeah, it's out of the question that like, yeah, you can make money on YouTube. It's just the way, like, okay, what's the strategy you're gonna follow, and what kind of proven strategy, especially, I think, because there are many many people who start on YouTube that are not making money at all because they don't even know how to hit the 1,000 subscribers and get the 4,000 watch hours, or how to get monetized. Like that's already a struggle on its own.
Yeah. So
So
let's
yeah.
talk about the different strategies and also bring up the listener and the viewer up to speed about what is the one strategy that has worked both for you and for myself, and how do we make money on YouTube, right? So like you mentioned, I mean, there are different ways to make money, right? You mentioned going viral, hitting the recommended, the suggestion pages, traffic, but then there is also the evergreen searchable content, which Ron kind of brushed lightly over. But if, like, this is one of the single most important things that you need to understand, and that is that YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. And guess what? Google owns YouTube. So literally, the company Alphabet has monopolized the search on the internet, right? With Google and with YouTube. And this is where the opportunity lies. The opportunity lies in creating videos. Again, not yourself, you're outsourcing that. We got that out of the way. But basically, you are the owner of a channel or of a content site, for, think about it like that, or a combination of both, that publishes useful content to users. And the algorithm, the company, rewards you in exchange by giving you SEO earned traffic. Okay. So, one thing you need to understand is that traffic on the internet is money. Okay. Eyeballs is money. And you might have heard that, traffic or eyeballs is money, but you don't really realize how it is. And the simplest form is like this. Let's say you publish a video and it gets views, right? There are different ways to monetize that video. The first and the most obvious and the simplest way is to join the YouTube Partner Program, where they're going to be paying you 55% of the money that advertisers pay to show their ads on your videos. Make sense?
Correct. Yeah, for me it
Right?
does. I hope for the listener as well. Yeah.
Ron, I'm just making sure that you understand what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay. Yeah. Understood.
No, but there are different ways, right? And so, Ron, I want to ask you, can you please explain to me and to us a little bit and talk a little bit more about what you talked about evergreen searchable content and why for you it has been so important and crucial in your YouTube journey?
Yeah, like it as again for me it's maybe different, but my goal was to have like a side income that was scalable, can be outsourced, basically that can fund my lifestyle. So those were like my criteria. Then I was like, okay, what kind of business models will suit this my criteria? And I came out of with YouTube automation. At first, I started with the regular way of doing YouTube, is trying to go viral. After a year of trying, it didn't work out for me. It was really complex to make entertaining videos, but also to compete with the channels that are already making 10,000 of euros or dollars every single month, that have a whole production team, that make custom content, that have a team of video editors, thumbnail designers. It's very difficult to compete with, especially if you're in a specific niche. That basically in a lot of niches that those channels are already there. So it's really difficult to like then you need to come up with a really unique video packaging, really understand your audience, and that's just not what you do as a beginner. And what a beginner, I mean, like if you're 1 or 2 years on YouTube, you're still a beginner compared to like those people doing it for a long time. So that's when I
100%.
switched to like the evergreen niche more, and that's basically very simple because people are looking specific topics on YouTube or Google that they need help with every single day, and you provide that solution. And then it's more about the value and the information rather than trying to entertain them. So yeah, that's different. And the beauty of it is that you can make videos around specific topics that have a very high the like the quality of the viewer is worth a lot of money, as I mentioned before. So once you get the hang of it, you can actually find keyword search phrases on YouTube and Google that'll pay you way more money than, let's say, you can literally make a video about like a high RPM topic, such as like opening a credit card at like American Express, or requesting a credit card and showing that process. Like 1,000 views on the video can be literally $100. It's possible.
Yeah.
and it can be earning more money than, like, let's say, an average entertainment video, like a vlog video with 100,000 views. Like,
Yeah.
it can be possible that that specific video with only 1,000 views earns you more money with way less views. So I think it's very interesting as a takeaway if people want to start out with, like, if you're doing it for the money, then then it's way easier to focus on higher RPM topics. And by the way, those videos of like a requesting a credit card, etc., I have them on my channel, and they take like 1 minute or 1 minute 50. It's very short videos and very easy to record. So yeah, I think if your goal is to make money and have reliable views, what my goal was in the first place, then evergreen content, like making videos focused on search terms, is like the most easy way. But I must say, you need to have a longer term approach, long term approach. So let's
Yeah.
say a 1 to 2 years timeline, and then you're able to at least replace your 9 to 5 job, pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah. And the reason why Ron is saying that you need to have a long term outlook is because this game that we are playing, which is essentially SEO, search engine optimization, it takes a while for the video to start getting consistent search traffic, right? Because
Yeah.
basically it's called indexing, right? So it takes a while for the algorithm to index your video. And of course, you need to make sure that your video is of high, good quality, right? So, in the
But not
market,
high. I think you should maybe like, what's high quality? Like, if someone doesn't know YouTube, they can think of high quality. They need fancy editing. They need certain shots like Mr. Beast. That's crazy high quality. But with high quality, it's more like, I think the high quality part is more relates to the kind of information and how you introduce the topic and how you help the viewer, rather than you need fancy edits, etc. I
no,
think
yeah,
it's, yeah,
100%. I agree. You don't need like transitions and this and that and a bunch of B-roll. No, it can be as simple as, a very short 1 minute tutorial or how-to guide that literally shows you, okay, click here, click here. But like Ron said, it's about the presentation. It's no filler words, clear audio, right? Straight to the point. These are the things that we are talking about when we are talking high quality for sure. Um, yeah, I like that.
yeah, yeah. But then it's pretty much straightforward. So yeah, you have a team that makes those kind of videos. If like it first, decide for yourself what your goal is. That's the first thing.
So
But
let's
if
say
it,
someone says, I want to make more money and eventually I want to quit my job.
yeah, like, then again, there's still different ways you can do it on YouTube. But if you want to have the certainty of results, and basically that you can say to yourself, okay, if I do this for 2 years straight, or like, it's not even that you do it because you outsource a lot of stuff. So it's like, if you are setting aside, like, let's say 1 to 2 hours a week, and you do that for 1 to 2 years, and you can have a guarantee that can replace your 9 to 5 job if you're making, let's say, between 2.5 to 4K a month. It's pretty much a guarantee that you'll be able to match that. So if you're like, hey, that sounds like a good deal to me, then yeah, you definitely should try out this method and build your team. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And really the key here is to build a backlog of videos. So when people get into this space, the mistake that they make a lot is they, make one video a week and they're like, why am I not making enough money? Why am I not growing fast enough? But like we've seen, for example, in our private group, in our private community as well, Jan, within like 8 months, he scaled to over $1,000 just with ad revenue alone because he just, set up a system and he was putting out very big amount of volume, right? But then I think once you reach that amount, then you probably should maybe scale back a little bit and start also implementing other forms of monetization that can give you higher bang for your buck. But when you're just starting out, I mean, that's probably one of the best ways to go about it. But a backlog of videos is super important because think about it this way. For example, myself, I have over 4,000 videos across multiple channels on YouTube, right? Now, not every single video has ranked. Some of them are just dead. Okay. That's just part of the game. Now, those videos that did rank, right? They don't make me hundreds of dollars each per day. But guess what? They make me 20 cents, 50 cents, $1, sometimes $5, sometimes $10, right? And the more videos you have that make you $1 a day, let's say, right? That all compounds, and over a sudden your channel is bringing in, a couple of $100s a day from ad revenue. Then you're sending some traffic to affiliate partners. They're paying you, a couple of $1,000s per month as well. So that's the whole idea about building up the backlog. And that's why it's so important to also have the long-term outlook. So if you're someone who has a job, but you don't see yourself doing it for the rest of your life, then you either need to learn how to code, which this is not what we're about, or then you need to learn how to make or how to set up a system that creates and publishes evergreen searchable videos on your YouTube channel and start earning SEO traffic from YouTube and from Google, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's and really it's not that difficult. Like we've seen it within the program that like within actually 2 to 3 weeks you can have everything set up. You can have your channel, you can have your creator that makes videos, and you can start ramping out videos basically, and then you have the whole system in place, and then it's just okay. How real is your long term vision really, and how bad do you want to replace your 9 to 5 job? Because if you then just keep up with that system, then it's pretty much a guarantee that you will eventually match your 9 to 5 income with it on a
Yeah.
long horizon.
Yeah, exactly. And so I wanted to actually also show a couple of wins here from our community. So Julio has been working with us for 11 months. He is now at over $500 per month. So it's not super hot, but he's still doing great. And this is considering that he has a full-time job and he's doing this on the side. Okay. Oliver from Germany, he's been working with us for 8 months. He's been posting on his channel. And you can see that he has multiple different channels. One channel is making $440 per month with a high of 27. Another one is making €170 per month. Thomas, update number 1. He's been working with us for now 1 month, 1.5.
Yeah.
He has launched his channel. He has already had a high of 84 cents in one day. Now, again, this might sound like these are not impressive results, but keep in mind, these guys, they have never made a single dollar online. So within the first month of starting to work with us, they're in the game, as I like to call it. That means that they have a monetized channel, they have a system going on, and they're starting to publish content, which will take time, of course, to rank. But once it does, they're gonna start making. The income is gonna start increasing. Yi, 14 days ago, this is her second update. She was struggling with freelancers at the beginning of the second month. It felt really slow in terms of the output, so she hired new ones. Hopefully that speeds up the progress, right? So you can see she's had a high day of $2 in a single day, and she's now making over $20 a month with the channel, right?
Yeah, but
Lucas,
you can see the increase in views as well. Like that's the whole.
Exactly.
It's all building up, and like
Exactly.
with Jan, maybe you can find his earnings
I
as
will,
well.
I will, I will get to it. I will get to it. Let's take it
Yeah,
step by
you
step.
can see the jump then. Yeah.
Lucas from Austria. He is like a professional ex climber, boulderer. You can see that he's been his views are growing 28.6 thousand more than usual. Revenue is getting there as well, catching up. Then we have Kai and Ethan from Australia. This is their monthly update. They're in the game. You can see that their views are growing. 10,500 already views, 268% more than previous 28 days. And they had a high of $2.50 and they're already making close to $20. But okay, let's talk to Yi about again. First 28 days. Honestly, there's no way I can achieve this without joining the community and just figuring all this stuff by myself. I uploaded 108 videos, hired 2 video creators, 1 thumbnail designer, upload videos myself, right? And she's growing. Now, I want to show you something really, really fantastic. Jan, update number 9. So Jan has been working with us for 9 months, and you can see that his channel is now generating over 200,000 views every single month, and his channel is now making over $1,000 a month. Jan is our most successful student in the community. So he literally went from, he's, I think, 37 years old. He
Yeah.
went from complete zero, not making ever a single dollar on the internet, to making over $1,000 within 9 months of joining our community and starting to work with us.
Can you show the month before? Because I think the month before this, he was at around $600. And I think like
Yeah,
because
let's
he's
find
not,
them.
I think it's that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
six
five
hundred,
hundred dollars even.
$500.
Yeah, $600 even. So it like shows because he's already uploading for 6, 7, 8 months that he built the whole video catalog, and then out of nowhere, videos started ranking simultaneously, which then adds up in the next month. So he jumped literally $300 in 1 month. So that's like the whole the video catalog we were talking about earlier. Pretty interesting.
Exactly. So that's why it's super important. And, it just shows that these things work. This strategy works not just for Ron, not just for myself, but also for people who are professional, busy professionals who don't have so much time to spend on this. And they make it work because they implement the system and they just, put their heads to it. And guess what? If Jan stops producing any videos next month, his income is most likely going to grow because he has a backlog of videos that are going to keep ranking, that are going to keep bringing in money. And once a video ranks, it just keeps on working and keeps on bringing in views, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. And by the
go
way,
ahead.
the position Jan now also is in is that like he spends around $600, $500 on his freelancer. So basically, he's already profiting every single month. But he now also has an asset that's basically that keeps growing and also is also running on its own without him
Yeah.
paying anything for it anymore.
Yeah. And that is also another beauty of this business model is that it's a fixed cost business, right? Let's say you have 3 different freelancers, right? They're each costing you, I don't know, whatever per month. Let's say your fixed cost per month is $500-$600, right? And then let's say your channel reaches the $500-$600. Over a sudden, now your ad revenue is paying for your freelancers, right? But they're still uploading more and more videos, right? So, like Ron said, your asset keeps on growing, the revenue keeps on increasing, and it does it by itself, right? And you're not inputting any more money into it because it's a fixed cost business. That's one of the most beautiful things about this.
Yeah, fixed cost business. Yes, it's fixed cost per video because that's the appointment you make with your freelancers. But you can
Yes.
also say indeed like, hey, I'm going to publish more videos or less videos. So you're totally flexible, like on the amount of costs, basically. And by the way, we didn't mention it, but these videos, they can cost you like for $1 per video. So it's not crazy expensive.
$1, sometimes $3. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really flexible depending on how you set it up. Which brings me to my last point that I want to mention for those of you who stuck around until the end. Ron and I we're launching a cohort, right? So we are launching 10 limited spots for those of you who are interested in starting up this business model and joining our community, joining weekly coaching calls. People find them super helpful, super valuable because it keeps them accountable. You're surrounded by people who are all doing the same thing, right? And we basically give you the whole outline, from A to Z. Now, it's limited to 10 spots. And after this cohort, the price is going to be doubling in the next time we're going to be launching this, right? So we've had it before, we've kind of closed it down, and now we're reopening it again. It's not yet available at the time you're listening to this, but you can join the wait list. There's going to be a link in the description of this episode, either on YouTube or whatever you're listening to this podcast. So click the link, leave your email, and we will send you an email once it is ready for you to join. Now, again, I want to emphasize that we don't just accept everyone into the community. The way it works is that we need to be a good fit for each other because not everybody is, right? Because it's a community of very motivated people. The reason why these people are all winning, right? And why we're winning is because we are committed and dedicated to this craft, right? So if you're a go-getter, if you're an action taker, click the link in the description of this episode, leave your email, and we'll be contacting you once it's once our cohort is ready to launch. Okay. And again, it's limited to 10 spots, and the price will be doubling when we launch the next time.
All right. I think we answered the question.
Fantastic.
Is YouTube automation dead? No, it's not dead.
I think Andre is going to have some nice clips from this episode.
Let's see. Would be nice.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, subscribing, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye. Bye, people.
Ciao.